His movies are straight up 80s nostalgia, and now he's sharing tales from his personal memoir in a new play. Please welcome Tory's childhood crush, the one and only Steve Guttenberg.
What are you guys doing here? It's supposed to be me and Tory.
Oh my God! Stop! What? Okay. Hi,
Can you hear
Steve.
me?
I can hear
we
you
hear
well.
you.
Oh yeah, we can definitely hear you. Steve,
Did you hear that joke? I thought it was a pretty good joke.
Oh, we all reacted quite strongly.
Did you unbutton your shirt for Tory today?
Well, I didn't know Tory was going to be here, but So anyway, Tory, let's just get rid of everybody else, and it's just you and me,
I
okay?
love it, Steve. You're the best. All right, let
That
me
was your
ask-
comeback? He's flirting.
I
Give
know,
him a line.
Can I be honest?
Tori has nothing to say. She's panicking.
It's because
You
when
got
you're
this.
that
Breathe.
starstruck and
Breathe.
you thought so much
Breathe.
about him as a young, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
boy.
Okay, sorry.
What did you think about?
I just thought about him and me, you know? It was just like, we'd go out to the beach in the
Go to the question.
Okay.
Go to the
We
question.
love your movies. The beach. And now you're back sharing your life story in a play that I think sounds amazing, Tales from the Guttenberg Bible. Now, as a Jew, I have to ask a fellow Jew, how did a Jewish kid from Queens officially break into Hollywood?
Well, you know, it's not easy. You actually don't play the Jew card. That's
True.
actually
That's very true. That's very
You
true.
don't play the Jew. Now, medical school, accounting school, CPA, you play the Jew card.
Very true. Doctor, lawyer, always.
Always. But it's actually a story about my family and about allowing me to leave home at 17 to go out to Hollywood. And truthfully, who would let their kid today at 17 go to Hollywood? I mean, that would be crazy. But it was a different time. I have great parents. I lost my dad last year.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks. But thank you. But it's a story about family, about ambition, about innocence. It's about Hollywood, about all the different characters. It's very much like Tom Jones or Alice in Wonderland or Candide, or it's very Campbellian myth in which someone years ago leaves the cave to go way out into the plains to find food. So it's a really funny story. It's very meaningful, and it deals with my mom and dad a lot. So, and we're having a great time. We did it in Jersey for a month, and now we're doing it in Sag Harbor, and people like it a lot. So we're having a good time.
I'm amazing.
Yeah, it's really fun. I hope you like it.
Absolutely.
Tory, you're doing a good job.
Yeah, no, I was just
You're
saying
doing a
that
good job.
I'm dealing with my mom in dealing with several things that your dad, I know, also went through with kidneys and all that. And I just want to say, from caregiver to caregiver, I just thank you for for being there.
Yeah. Well, being a caregiver, I give you tons of props. And, there are 40 million caregivers in the United States alone. And that's basically more than 10% of our population.
Wow.
And everybody knows somebody who's taking care of someone they love. And it's a really important part of life that some people shirk that responsibility. But I think when it comes up, you have to stand up and take it, because your parents, your loved ones, they taught you how to eat with a spoon. So now you go help them do what they've got to do.
Amen.
Yep, that's exactly what's happening. Yep.
Yeah,
Thank you
Tory,
for that.
that was
We
a
love you,
moment. That
Tory.
was
Yeah, I
beautiful.
know.
Beautiful. And you even became a dialysis tech to even
Tori, I'm not going to ask my question. Just talk to
Well, I just want to say, what made you want to go so deep into becoming a caregiver that you became a dialysis tech? I just wanted to let people know that is an extremely complicated thing to do that we're also having to deal with, maybe. I just wanted to ask you that.
Well, what happened was with dialysis, you have to drive the patient probably about 20 minutes, half hour to the dialysis center. Then you have to wait for a chair, because each center has about 20 chairs in a square, and there are lots of patients. Sometimes you get there for a 9:30 appointment, and you got to wait an hour because something happened. There was an accident, or the person did not get hooked up well enough. So we heard that there's a small program in every state where civilians, like myself and my sister, are allowed to train to actually become dialysis technicians, and you can cannulate your loved one, which means you can insert the needles watch the machine, their blood pressure, know what happens if there's a complication. So we actually went to school and learned. So instead of driving my dad, my sister and I, so instead of driving my dad to the center, we were able to just create a hospital setting in the den, and my dad was a highly decorated Army Ranger. So the Veterans Administration was great. Gave us $200,000 worth of equipment every year. And so instead of going to the center, my dad was able to toddle out of his room, go into the den, and sit down there. It's still a very difficult process, but it was easier because he didn't want to have to travel. So it's something for you to think about and to look into, that you can get that training and do it at home.
Thank you for that. I will absolutely look into that. And just every second you had with your dad and every comfort he had at that, it must be a wonderful memory that you didn't have to spend in the car like that. I also follow you. I'm sorry I'm taking over this.
No, it's beautiful.
Okay,
It's a good moment.
I do follow you on Instagram, Steve, and social media can be really toxic. That is so not the case with you. I just watched you swimming in the ocean talking about it. How are you, and are you always this positive?
Well, I try to be positive, but no, I'm a flawed human being who has my moods. But I do know what is best, and I try to be my best as much as I can. And I try to be positive and to recall the lessons that I learn every day or that someone tells me. And because of social media, there's a platform for you to talk about whatever you want to talk about. And what I really want to talk about is making the world a better place and making myself a better person. And maybe by talking about those things, I can relate to other people and maybe help their lives a little bit, because at the end of the ball game, it's really about what have you given to the world? What have you contributed?
Right.
So this is one of my little contributions.
Unbelievable.
You guys just gave
You were
the world
raised
a lot.
well,
Listen
sir.
to him
You were raised
forever.
well.
Luckily, you can, Steve. DBL Nation, guess what? If you're in the Sag Harbor area or you want to come, please go ahead and see Tales from the Guttenberg Bible, August 1st through the 27th at the Bay Street Theater. Visit baystreet.org for details. We thank you, Steve.
I'll never forget that interview.
Best
Thank
interview.
you,
That was
Steve.
beautiful,
Thank
man.
you, Steve. Thank you. Much love.
Thanks for having me on, you guys. I send you my love.
Absolutely.
guy.
You were raised very well, sir.